And it's time now for our Sunday specials. Do you care about the challenges of people living with mental health disorders, or you just look away when you see them? Well, in this Sunday special, senior reporter Kazim Olowe interacted with some of them with a spotlight on their plights and the need for adequate care and health interventions.
Mental illness, also called mental health disorders, refer to a wide range of mental health conditions. They are disorders that affect persons' mood, thinking and behavior. It is estimated that many people have mental health concerns from time to time, but a mental health concern becomes a mental illness when ongoing signs and symptoms cause frequent stress and affect an individual's ability to function. Mental illness can make an individual miserable and can cause problems in his or her daily activities. In most cases, symptoms can be managed by a combination of medications and talk therapy. The World Health Organization listed types of mental disorders to include anxiety disorders, depression, bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, schizophrenia, eating disorders, disruptive behavior and dissocial disorders, and neurodevelopmental disorders. A 2022 report of the World Health Organization states that 1 in every 8 persons, or a total of 970 million people around the world, were living with mental disorders. Mental disorders involve significant disturbances in thinking, emotional regulation, or behavior. Experts say effective treatment options exist, but most people with mental disorders do not have access to effective care. Many people also experience stigma, discrimination, and violations of human rights. Ibrahim Nuruddin is a consultant psychiatrist at the Neuropsychiatric Hospital Aro, Abeokuta. He highlights some of the issues associated with mental health care in the country.
The way our people view mental health, it's not as difficult as people see it. And our culture sees the stigma. People don't want people to know that. So before they even bring it out, before they make up their mind to bring such people to the health facility for treatment, they will have done a lot of things, because they are trying to prevent the stigma, the way people view it, the way people will say, So it's actually delay treatment. But of course, like I said, it's treatable, and some are curable depending on the type. Now, the first thing to actually help the situation is for people to understand that this sickness, or this is merely a medical illness that is treatable. Because if you continue to view it that way, people will realize that you need, once somebody comes down with mental health issue, take the person to the hospital. But some of our people think it's a spiritual attack. And they so much believe it's a spiritual attack, and they have to go to spiritual houses, making consultation with so many unnecessary. So in the way, it's also contribute to the delay. So the first thing the community an individual, the family, community can use to help is to reduce that level of stigma.
Substance use disorder, popularly known as SUD, is another form of mental illness that is common among the youth. It is a treatable mental disorder that affects a person's brain and behavior, leading to their inability to control their use of substances. Symptoms can be moderate or severe, with addiction being the most severe form of SUD. Nigeria is among the worst hit countries by mental illness-related challenges, with about 40 million Nigerians suffering from various forms of mental ailment. Information obtained from the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare indicates that Nigeria has only 8 federal neuropsychiatric hospitals, as against 42 federal medical centers and university teaching hospitals across the country. This, in a way, depicts the fact that there is still a gap in the area of mental health treatment in the country. Although Nigeria now has a Mental Health Act, implementation seems to be the challenge, as many citizens living with one form of mental health illness or another lack access to financial support for the treatment. Moving around major cities across the country, it is a common sight to see persons living with mental disorders roaming around, living, eating and surviving on their own without shelter, treatment or any form of care, support or attention. My interaction with Lukman in 2022 had exposed me to the fact that most of these people who suffer from mild and severe forms of mental health disorders have stories to tell and need care and attention. Just like the first time I came across Baba Oloye while working on this report, I saw him looking for what to eat from one of the waste bins on the streets of Ibara Housing Estate, Abeokuta, and I walked up to him to ask him more about himself. He told me little about his journey. When did you come to Abeokuta?
Don't tell now.
Yeah, since like how many years?
Like 20 years now.
Like 20 years now. You've been in Abeokuta, Ogun State. So what have you been doing in Abeokuta?
Just to go up and down.
Just to go up and down. Okay. How do you now eat? How do you live?
I don't eat by my leg.
Okay, what do you mean by eating by your leg? You mean you walk around to...
Around.
You walk around. So how do you now get something to eat?
Sometimes they carry firewood.
Okay.
To sell.
Okay.
When they give me small money, I could manage them.
So people give you money?
When I give them firewood.
Okay. So now, if I give you money what will you do with it?
We take me something to shop.
You take it to get something to eat?
To shop.
Okay. Do you have a family?
My family is far.
Where are they?
They are in Lagos.
They are in Lagos. Do you have children?
Children.
How many are they? How many? Just tell me. Tell me how many are there?
Well, only two.
Only two. Are they boys and girls or boys or girls alone?
The two are boys.
They are boys. Good. But since when last have you heard from them? Maybe.
You don't think when I see them.
It's been long. It's been long. But would you like to see them?
And when I like to see them, they come see me.
Where do you now live now? Where do you live?
Me, my live.
Where do you sleep?
In this area.
Yes. Tell me. I just want to know. Tell me. Tell me.
Well, I live at
Kuto. So you stay somewhere around Kuto? Because I will check on you. I promise I will check on you. After today, I will come and see you. Yes, I will come and see you. But just tell me the location, the environment, so that I can come. I know. It appears that you are just hanging around somewhere around Kuto. But give me the location. Is it in the bridge side or which side?
On the bridge side.
It's my
house.
It's your house. Okay. Where? Inside? Isaleoja in Kuto. Oh, great. So if I get there, how do I locate you?
You look to me at Isaleoja, Baba Oloye.
Okay, I asked people Baba Oloye. So eventually you told me your name. I like that. I like that.
Everybody say Baba Oloye.
Okay, people call you Baba
Oloye.
Okay.
They will point at my house.
I also came across Ibrahim Shanu, aka Osama, at Okelewo area of Abeokuta. He told me he had a wife and was living in a rented apartment with his wife before thieves stole his properties and his wife left him. Ibrahim
Osama,
Olalekan Shanu. Okay, since when have you been outside like this? I see you are walking around. Have you eaten today? Okay, that's your food. I've seen it. You have beans there. Gary. Okay. Where did you get money for that? Okay, you beg people for the money. But where is your wife? Your wife?
My wife okay. But the problem is in a fight
okay, you had a fight with your wife.
Somebody break your house.
Okay.
House down.
Okay, your house was burgled.
Yeah.
So, and you now had, they stole all your properties, you had issues with your wife, and everything scattered. Okay, that was what led, have you been to the hospital before?
I Hospital.
Yes.
You go hospital.
You didn't go to hospital?
Yeah.
What about your family?
Family did.
I mean your brothers, your sisters, your...
Somebody did.
Where are they? Where are they?
I don't know.
You don't know? Now, take this. What are you going to use this one for now?
Rice. I won't buy something.
You are going to use it to buy rice? Okay. Would that be okay for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If I want to see you tomorrow, where will I see you? If I want to see you tomorrow. Abiola Way. Okay. Findings show that there is limited support for people with severe mental health conditions in Nigeria. There is even less support for their family and caregivers, and there is almost no support for patients and their families at the reintegration stage into the society after treatment. The message of the need for adequate support, care and attention for this set of people led me to Hope Restoration, a non-governmental organization formed to assist people who are suffering from mental health challenges to support them on their journey from crisis to recovery. Driving into the well-structured environment located somewhere in Abeokuta, Ogun State exposed me to the world of people with milk of human kindness. Dr. Timothy Adebowale, a retired Chief Medical Director of Neuropsychiatric Hospital Aro, Abeokuta, is the brain behind this facility. This place, called Hope Resource or The Home, is under the care of Hope Restoration and Health Initiative, a non-governmental organization that houses people who have received treatment and discharge from the hospital but lack shelter and adequate support. Dr. Adebowale told me he built the place with his pension after spending 33 years in service, and he has been running the place by himself and with the support of some of his friends.
I built this with my money, not with anybody's fund, with my retirement fund. That's what I used to build this place. And somebody came and said, well, you will make the money. I said, I have not did it to make money. I built it to serve humanity, and that is it. So anybody who is interested to support us, please come.
He told me they went out to pick some people suffering from severe mental health issues, registered them at the hospital, pay their bills, and after the hospital certified that they are okay, they have been living with them at the home, doing businesses, going to schools, and some have been reunited with their families.
We've helped or assisted over 40 people. I mean, since we started in 2020, this is about 4 years now, and about half of such the people have moved back home. You know, other people have come in. But precisely last year, we then decided to now go beyond, you know, taking people from the hospital at the point of discharge. We said, well, we need to go, you know, those were like to prevent homelessness. Now let's begin to tackle those who are already homeless. So that's when we started going to the streets of Abeokuta, of course, picking people. And when we pick them, what do? Do we bring them here? We can't bring them there. No, we don't treat people here. We take them to the hospital. And we are our NGO is fully responsible for the full package of care in the hospital. And so far, we've been able to pick about 7 patients between last year and now, in the last 12 months or so. But then I tell you, one of the patients, the one I said spent about 8 months, we spent close to 2 million in the hospital to get that patient before the patient went up. But we were fortunate enough that we were able to find the family. And even when the family came, we needed to give the mother, the father was dead, we needed to give the mother transport fare back home and give some money to even so that bought medication for them. So if we just say, well, now we found the mother, she will find her way back to the street.
While within the facility, I came across 2 persons suffering from mental health issues in Abeokuta metropolis. They are Wole and Tolu. They were known for what I called unofficial traffic control at Itaoshin and Olumori area of Abeokuta. Now I met them in a stable condition. Dr. Adebowale told me they live like a family and later took me around the facility to see the rooms and different sections, including the vocational training points, mini hall for programs and worship, among others. This is one of the rooms in this facility, and this place is specially designated for the males. I tried to speak with most of them, but the ladies say they would not like to speak on camera. but they confirmed that they are now moving around buying and selling in the town. John, a 30-year-old man, is also living in the facility. He told me he completed his national diploma while staying in the home and is currently into graphics design. He shared little about the story of his life and his plan for the future.
I was addicted to crystal meth, alcohol and cigarettes. So for the past 14 years I've been developing serious addiction issues. So I just needed a break. I needed to rehabilitate myself. I've actually been to Arrow 4 times, but half of that I've been able to see mental health issues as a different perspective, because here we have to do things together as a community. So we help ourselves to actually make things better for ourselves. That's basically.
Alex, on his part, was treated for substance use disorder and has been living in the facility for more than 2 years. He was selling cement, but his container was boggled and cement were carted away. He is presently in need of financial assistance to get back to business.
Actually, I'm from Ijebu. Okay. So I was brought down to Arrow because I was taking drugs and cigarettes. So they took me to the hospital, and then they took me to the drug abuse unit before coming down to Hope Resource Center. Yeah. And on getting to Hope Resource Center, I've been here for like 3 years now.
Despite the fact that the people living in the facility say they are enjoying their stay, one of the handlers highlighted some of the challenges they are facing.
To do all of this thing is quite expensive, especially keeping adults here. 16, 17 adults with the house managers. You are looking about 20, 22 adults, and at the end of the day, you are feeding them every month. We spend over ₦1 million to feed them every month. If we don't do it now, all these people that we are ignoring, they will constitute nuisance. But they became nuisance because we ignored them.
For relaxation, members of this family engage themselves in games and sports. They play Ludo or draft, and while there, I also join them to play table tennis. As mental health advocates want more awareness and advocacy to tackle the menace of mental health illnesses in the country, my visit to this home shows that effective treatment options exist, but most people with mental disorders do not have access to effective care and post-treatment rehabilitation and reintegration in the society. With adequate support, love, compassion and assistance, it is very, very clear that people that have suffered mental health can also be reintegrated into society and contribute positively to the development of the country. Kazim Olowe, TVC News, Abeokuta.
And what the need right now is love for everyone, no matter how well or unwell one is. And with that, so we have to wrap today's episode of News Bulletin, which also featured our Sunday special. For more updates on the stories we are monitoring, you can visit our website, tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we're live at TVC News Nigeria. Many thanks for watching, and do have a pleasant night rest. Good night.